Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all.
Yo, this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we're talking about Map 7, Act 6, all that good stuff, and they've got the dev diary. You guys should have gotten that link inside of the game. Are you guys used to getting in-game links to go places? I don't know. That was kind of cool. I'm still happy about that. All right, cool. So, moving on. So we've got this dev diary, and they're kind of giving us a look into their process on a pretty small range, but it's still giving us some info into their thinking, what they want to do for you, how that all works, and a little bit of the why and how and all that good stuff. So, basically, we've got the fact that they've realized that the hardest content really isn't the hardest content, and that maybe people are getting a little bit bored with their content, and I think this is something that we really need. I hope that it's like super challenging, but also super engaging, super fun, like like Act 5.1, where you had these really nice counterbalances to either not doing a lot of damage but doing a ton of damage with your specials. Things that were really fun to execute and to interact with. So that's what I'm looking forward to here. We've got a lot of really cool stuff. And some of the good things that I read here were that they didn't want to just make a lazy quest. They wanted to add something that had some kind of utility, or made you go back and look at your roster, or put together the right kind of counter, which is kind of basically the idea that I had behind Iceman. I know people are sore about that, but guess what? I don't care. So it's pretty much like a preparation for what's probably going to happen here, which I think is probably going to happen here. You're going to have some pretty difficult content that your maybe current roster can't handle, or you're going to have to do some different upgrades, or you're going to have to get another champion, or hope for a champion that maybe you used to laugh at. Like, it would be kind of cool if they maybe figured out a way for Kamala Khan to be useful, or for Colossus to be really useful, really kind of dig out some of those old champions, bring those into the fold, and make you really use what you've got in your roster. So, not in a bad way, not like, oh man, I've got to waste all these things, but, I mean, if you look at some of the rewards, which we'll talk about in a little bit, it's looking pretty dope. So, we will talk about variants in just a second, but let's take a look at Map 7. Now, Map 7 is talking about changing the difficulty and ramping it up a little bit, and again, using that variance, using that assortment in your roster, and bringing some diversity to your rank ups and to your top champs. And it's not really supposed to make you go in there any longer than you did with Map 6, at least that's what it looks like. But they wanted to do an increase in difficulty without really touching Map 6 in a way that would put too much of a gap between Map 5 and Map 6. So I do see what they're doing, and I do like the fact that if you have a high prestige and you're not doing the same things that maybe other alliances are doing, maybe you can jump in there and maybe get one leg up over them, by going in there. I imagine it's going to be super, super difficult, as Map 6 was. So maybe the spenders and maybe some of the more skilled people are only going to be able to take care of that at first, but then it's going to trickle its way down, the same way that Map 6 did. So I'm not too worried about that, and kind of excited to see it. Now, as for Act 6, I do really appreciate the fact that in this post there is a lot more than just like, hey guys, we're making a new act, or we're adding some more difficulty, so we'll see you guys later and here's some better rewards. They actually put a lot of really useful stuff in here, especially if you don't know much about the game. And the way that it's made, and the way that they make their decisions. Yeah, there's like bugs and stuff like that, and then, if that aside, this is a look into the way that they do their updates, the way that they think about the game for us, the way that they like to develop. It's like, hey, we don't want to make something boring, and we don't want you to play something boring. So I like that it's on both sides, at least in the announcement. So I'm looking forward to some good stuff with Act 6. But one thing that I really do like here is, some champions are exceptional at clearing quest content. Yes, we all know who those are. Well, mostly for the most part. But they do say this: we want those champions to feel rewarding to rank up and level up, and we want to continue to provide quest content where you can see those champions' strength. However, if every quest could be completed by the same champions in the same way every time, the game would get pretty boring. So, I mean, to me, in other words, it's like, hey, listen, we're going to start using some other champions, and you've already kind of seen that in previous, monthly quests where You know, for example, you had to rank up your Ronins to really get a piece of that. I mean, this month's quest, the hero is Morningstar, so it's nice to have a variety of champions to play with and learn and use. So I'm all for it. I can't wait to see what Act 6 is looking like. All this news looks pretty good to me, man. So there was an interesting part here that I did like, where they were saying right here, difficulty and fun can go hand in hand, but striking the right balance is important and not always an easy task. An opponent with 1,000% attack is a lot scarier than one with 50% attack, but isn't more interesting. It's not fun to walk into a fight and immediately lose your entire roster to a challenge with no counters. And so I think that was a little bit of Ice Phoenix. I know some people felt that way about Iceman, but that wasn't really the case. And I do agree with that. And I think that if they can follow through with that and make something that is truly fun, that you aren't just kind of losing your whole roster in one blow or something like that, I think they'll strike a pretty good balance. So I'm excited about whatever that possibility could be. Okay, now these back issues that we've got going on here, these are older quests that they're kind of bringing back into the fold, and this is actually kind of cool. It's kind of like a trip down memory lane for those of you that have been around in the game for a long time, but at the same time, for people that haven't, this gives you some actual brand new content that you've never seen before, but it comes in two different difficulties. You've got the classic difficulty and you've got the variant difficulty, and classic, it looks like it's going to be one-on-one. You can see what's changed, and I do like that aspect too. The variant sounds like it's going to be hard, very, very difficult, but if you take a look at the rewards for this, it's actually kind of insane. You've got, you know, for completing the classic quest, it's pretty generic. You know, you get your tier 2 generic ISO all the way up to 4. You get some gold, you get some units, tier 1 alpha catalyst. You know, we've seen all that before, but here, right here, 5-star rank 2 to 3 gems. You get 3 of those things. There are 5-star 3 to 4 gems for 2015 champions. You get 3 of those. You get a 3 to 4 gem for 5-star. And you get a 4 to 5 gem on a 5-star, which is crazy. That's absolutely crazy right there. And 5-star awakening gem, 5-star crystal, tier 5 basic catalyst fragments. That's 21.6 thousand. That's almost a full tier 5 basic. That's probably going to push most people over the line, and you'll get your next tier 5 basic. And maybe, you know, that might even push people towards getting their first 6-star rank 2. Absolutely. On that. So, 6-star crystal shards, 2250. 5-star signature stone crystals, you get 48 of those. You get 2.1 million gold and 360 units. So, yeah. That's I mean, I'm a little speechless on that one, because I've actually never seen rewards that good on anything since like the 4 years I've been playing this game. And then also, they're kind of explaining what these 2015 champions are. It's basically champions that are in this list below here that are 5-star, and they're letting you know that they do know that not all of them are 5-star. I don't know why they wouldn't just kind of like sift that list out for 5-star rarity only. But these are the 2015 champions. So for example, you're not going to see Thor as a 5-star. You know, just to kind of put that out there. But anyway, it starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. In other words, 1 p.m. our time. That's going to be some pretty nice, cool stuff to check out, which means I'm going to have to do my arena grind earlier and then jump into this. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below about this, because I am excited about it. I hope you are. And let me know if you have concerns about it. I did see some people kind of maybe dropping a couple little concerns down in the comments, like, you know, this is going to require so many units and so many energy and things like that, but this is a permanent quest, guys. And it's going to be around for a long time, so you don't have to rush it. You don't have to be the first to finish it. You can basically take your time and do this thing. But anyway, guys, I think I've talked enough. Let's get the discussion started, and of course, we'll probably talk more about it in the stream tomorrow. Stun Immune stream. Oh yeah. Anyway, guys, if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.
Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all.